What's going on, people? Hello? Hello, hello. Oh, I'm not going to lie. Where are my regulars at? I'm not going to lie. I fell asleep just a few minutes ago. I woke up, couldn't go back to bed. So here we are. My name is Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach, Coach of Porn. Asking the question, is porn cheating? What time is it there? It's 9:30. 9:30. And I was asleep like a baby an hour ago. Hey there, what's going on? Jay Evo?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. Is porn cheating?
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, it's not. Okay, tell me why.
I mean, me and the missus both watch porn. There's no issue with that.
Okay. How long you been doing that for?
Uh, for as long as, for forever, man. It's like
Forever.
if you needed something, like, listen, like if you in a relationship, you can't have a I'm not sure what words I'm allowed to use on TikTok before I start getting into trouble. But you can't use or you can't do certain things all the time, right? You got to sort yourself out.
Like just your wife? You can't just be with her all the time. You got to be with other women too.
No. I mean, like physically, like you can't just be banging all the time. It's just not physically possible.
Are you supposed to? Is that the goal to
Well,
be
no.
banging all the time?
Why not? But why would you not want to watch porn?
Well, why would you? Is that honoring to your spouse?
Wait, she's watching porn too?
Well, I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you. Is it honoring
Yeah,
to your
but if it's
spouse to
like
masturbate while watching other women have sex?
But if it's like a mutual agreement that you got going on with your missus, then what's the issue?
I got that. I'm just curious. Is it honoring to your spouse? Are you married?
Yeah.
You're married. Okay. So why do you masturbate while watching other women have sex?
There's no. I don't think I don't think there's any real issue with it.
Okay. How old were you when you started watching porn?
God, I don't know. I don't know. It must have been like 14, I reckon.
14. Okay. How old do you know?
I'm 40.
You're 40. Got it. Do you have kids?
Yeah, two.
Two kids. Do you think porn is suitable for children?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Why?
The same reason I wouldn't do anything in that sense in front of my children. Like, there's no, that's not something that children should be witnessing.
Well, you witnessed it as a child.
Uh, Sorry?
You witnessed it as a child.
In what way?
You said you started watching porn when you were 14.
Yeah, but that's out of like my choice, right?
It's what?
That was my choice to do that at 14. It was something that I stumbled into when I was 14. Yeah.
No, I got it. But you just said you don't think it's suitable for children, and you wouldn't want your children doing it. So why did you do it?
I mean, my children are like 4 and 6.
Well, they're hopefully going to be 14 someday.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm sure they will be, and then they
So
can do whatever they want to be doing.
do you think them watching pornography will be good for them?
I don't think it's unhealthy.
You don't think it's
I think
unhealthy?
no, I think it's quite a healthy thing.
Cite your source. All the data suggests that that's not true.
I didn't say a source. I said I don't think it's
I
unhealthy.
know. And then I asked you to cite your source.
Why would I need to cite a source? I just said I don't think. This is
I got it. And I'm
I am
asking
my
you to
source.
cite your source. Why do you think that?
I because that's what I think. There's no source involved. That's my opinion on the
It's your opinion. Got
topic.
it. Okay. Okay.
There's
Um,
no source on an opinion, is there? Come on, man.
well, you're stating it as though it's not a problem, but I would just offer to you that the brain science suggests it is a problem, especially when children, 12, 13, 14-year olds watch pornography. It literally changes the brain. It does that at any age, actually. But particularly when the brain isn't fully developed, it's very dangerous. And then what you have is a bunch of 40-year-old men who can't think properly, and they think porn is normal.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't done me any harm over the years. I'm 40. I'm a 40-year-old man. And it ain't done me any
Just
harm,
like every
brother.
alcoholic says, that alcohol's not a problem for them. How often do you watch porn?
I don't know. Once a week.
Once a week. Got it. How long have you guys been married?
Uh, that's a good question. Why are you asking me that? That's like 9 years. 9 years.
9 years. Okay, got it. Um,
Yeah.
did you ever have any intention not to masturbate to other women having sex uh, since you've been married?
No, I don't think so. It's always been a thing.
Got it.
It's
Always
always, it's
been a
always
thing.
been a thing. And I mean, she watches porn as well. So I don't really
Is
see
she
the
there?
issue.
Can we get her on?
No, she's not here now. She's in bed.
Got it. Where do you live?
I'm in the UK.
Okay, got it. What type of porn do you like?
I don't really want to go into too much detail in that. Like, just yeah,
Why? You're so like proud of your porn use.
I'm not proud of it. I'm not saying I'm proud. I'm just
Are you
saying it's not
ashamed of
something
it?
to be. I'm saying it's not something to be ashamed of.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
think
why
it's
won't you
something
why
to
won't you talk
shout.
about what kind of porn you watch? What if you
I
have
don't
you have
think. I don't
this?
think it's something. I don't think it's. I like. Look, all right. Okay. I quite like midget porn.
You like midget porn? Why is that?
Sorry.
I said, why is that?
I don't. I don't like. I just said that just to keep you entertained. I did
Oh,
that. That wasn't the issue. Isn't the case of what porn you like. I just don't think it's a bigger issue that that you try and make out. I think that it's a choice, isn't it? As an adult, you have a choice. And yeah, do you think?
you couldn't waterboard that info out of me. That's a funny comment. Um, did you see that?
I
Um,
did.
all right.
I don't look, honestly, mate.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you like porn? Do you watch porn?
No, I don't watch porn. I watched porn for about 20 years. It ruined my life, ruined my marriage, and then I got educated on the topic. And we're the same age. I turned 40 in just a few days here, and
Oh, happy birthday, man.
thank you. Yeah, started around the same time you did. I was probably 12, 13 years old, and when I got educated on it, I realized it's terrible. It's like poison for your body, for your brain, and for your relationships. Um, and there's basically no benefit that comes from watching pornography.
What made you change your mind?
Um, it's the 30th. Fluff too cool. What made me change my mind? Well, one day I realized that when I got married, I said to my wife, "I love you, only you, mind, body, soul, till death do us part." And masturbating while watching strangers have sex doesn't fall within that agreement I made of loving my wife and only my wife. It's not honoring to her, in my opinion, to masturbate while watching other women have sex, amongst a whole bunch of other things. But I'm like, yeah, why am I doing this? And so the more I get educated, the more I realize, yeah, this isn't a good thing for me or anybody else.
Yeah. In
It
what way was it not good for your body?
well, it literally changes the brain chemistry, your brain chemistry. So it ruins the prefrontal cortex, which helps your brain make decisions. So that's one reason. It also, decreases intimacy with your partner. You ever watch porn and masturbate, and then, a couple minutes later, your wife's like, "Hey, let's do it." I'm like, "Well, sorry." All right.
Yeah, that's
It
happened a
it
few times. Yeah,
Yeah. It also trains your brain to objectify other people. Because when we watch pornography, we're objectifying other people for sexual pleasure. And my orientation to life is I try not to objectify other people as much as possible. I'm not perfect, but I try not to objectify other people because that just doesn't take the mind to a good place when we're objectifying other people. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're objectifying people in private while masturbating, you're going to be objectifying people in public while masturbating in your mind to them. So those are a few reasons.
Yeah, I never really got that deep in it, to be honest. I don't think it's that deep. I mean,
Well, that's what happens when you started so young, man. You got 26 years of practice of masturbating while watching strangers have sex at least once a week. Like, I'm not saying this because I'm saying you're not a good husband, but do you think a good spouse would? What do you think would be a picture of a spouse? Somebody who strives to cherish just their partner, or somebody who willingly sexually objectifies other people outside their marriage for their own sexual pleasure? Which do you think would be like better?
I don't think it's like that though, is it? I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's a case of, like my missus. I fancy my missus completely. Like she's yeah, absolutely stunning.
And you fancy many other women online.
Yeah, but like you walk past some girl in the street that you think is attractive, you're not gonna have sex with her, are you?
You know what else I'm not going to do is masturbate to her.
Well, no, obviously
But you
not.
might.
Well, yeah, I mean, if she manages to jump on Pornhub, then that might be a thing that ends
Do
up
you know that
happening.
there was a
But
study done and they found that on the homepage only of Pornhub, they found that 1 out of 8 videos were either underage people or people having non-consensual sex.
really?
So if you've used Pornhub, chances are you've masturbated to somebody underage or somebody getting raped.
No, no, no. I only do like the over 50s.
You what?
I only go for like the over 50s
Okay, so
in
then it would
it.
be the latter side of that, not the underage side.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's getting, raped.
It's all a show, man. It's all fantasy.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, what was those stats? That's quite
One out
drastic.
of 8 videos on the homepage that were studied, and these are the ones that they could prove. 1 out of 8 were either underage people or people who were not there consensually. This comes from the book
I
called
mean,
Takedown, which is by the author who's leading the charge with banning Pornhub.
I genuinely think like the industry is quite strict. I mean, for someone to be
Well, you're wrong.
underage,
You're wrong.
well, from what I see, the industry is
Well, what do
maybe
you
not.
see? All you see is the videos you watch. How much do you research about the damage of the porn industry?
I've never researched it in my life.
Okay, so you so you've never researched it, but you're saying from my experience, what I know about it, what all you know about it is the bad side about it, the consumption side of it.
Yeah, but I mean, like legally in our country, anyway. I don't know about yourself. There's an age for that for someone to be involved in that industry. They have to be over the age of 18.
Do you guys have a legal drinking age in your country?
We do, yeah.
Do people drink under that age?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
But they
that
don't
basically
get
means
paid
nothing.
for it, or they don't get recorded for it, or there's not other people that are going to be
You,
potentially incriminated by what's going on.
ignorance is bliss, man. Ignorance is
I mean,
bliss.
I don't know.
I mean,
I've never
you
thought
like
about it.
you can argue with me, but I'm citing a book that's way more educated than I am on this topic. So these are people that studied this. I think it went all the way to the Supreme Court in the United States, at least some of these cases. So you can have your feelings about it, but I'm just telling you the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. I don't know. I've not really looked into that side of things when it comes to Pornhub
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
particular. So
So what do you think would be the most honoring way to what do you think would be the most honoring thing in your relationship? To masturbate while watching other women have sex, or to just put all your focus and energy on your wife?
I think that's two different things.
Why?
Because life's busy, right? And sometimes I don't have time, and she doesn't have time or energy to be putting that energy into each other.
Got it. So,
Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you ain't
so
got that. I've got yeah, we got two kids. Like you got two kids. Have you got kids yourself?
mm-hmm. F3.
Yeah, it's strenuous, isn't it? It takes a lot out in you.
That's for sure. I won't disagree with you on that one.
And sometimes finding the time for other bits and doing other things, it just ain't there.
So you decide just to go masturbate while watching strangers have sex?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I can't lie, like that's pretty much how it is.
Okay. All right, man. Well, thanks for sharing.
No, you're welcome, man.
All right. Take care. Bye bye. Casey Woolsey, go ahead and request. Let's talk. I'll even invite you. What's up, everyone? We're getting cooking here. Like and share if you like my live. Go ahead and follow me if you don't follow me already. If you like my content, if you don't like my content, come back. Argue with the people in the comments sometime. What's up, James? How you doing, man? I see you there. Casey Woolsey, it won't let me. Why not? Why won't it let you? It's frozen. How convenient. I tried to get on here and my router turned off mid-sentence. How embarrassing. Sorry about that. What are good resources to point toward educating my husband? It depends. The porn myth is one. If you want to know more about like how the porn industry works, read the porn myth. You might get a little nauseous reading it. Book called Unwanted is my primary go-to recommendation. How sexual brokenness reveals our way to healing. There's a lot of them. By the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with unwanted sexual behavior, such as porn or sex addiction, and women dealing with betrayal trauma. Yes, let's take a minute to thank my wife from time to time. Thank you, wife. You can schedule a call with me using the link in my bio, or you can join one of my groups using the links in my bio as well. What line would be considered addiction? Good question. I don't know where that line is. If your argument is faith-based, then yes, it absolutely is. Okay. What was the first book? The Porn Myth. It goes over myths about porn. Hey there, how's it going? Hello. Outlandish Creations. I'm very stuck in the betrayal trauma. D-Day was 7 years ago, and I feel like he's still doing it. He swears no. Cynthia, 7 years is a long time. I'd love to chat with you or point you to other resources. There's more to life than feeling that way, Nurse Cynthia. James wants to tell me something. Okay. What's up,
Hey,
man? How's it going?
I'm doing good. I would like to tell you something though. It's crazy though.
What's up?
I I'm leaving on Monday.
You're getting deployed?
Yeah, I'm going to boot camp.
Oh, shoot, man. All right.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for your service, your future
thanks man, no
service.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, that Jay Evil guy, I don't know. I feel like he was denying most of your resources. I've been watching the stream. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
he's denying it.
Well, I mean,
Like,
I don't like talking about previous guests, but I'll just say generically people like that when they've got 20, 30, 40 years, you have to recognize this is probably the first time he's ever talked about his pornography use or history with another person, right? So imagine when you have
hmm
a belief in you that's like core to what you believe. This guy believes porn is great, it helps me, there's no problem with it, there's no victims. And this was we talked for 10 minutes. It's his first time ever being challenged with those beliefs. So, of course, you could offer all the evidence in the world and he won't change his mind. He'll just dig his heels in more, you know?
yeah, I see.
So,
I mean, I'm still young. I'm learning, I'm learning a lot of new things. So
yeah.
I could say I'm sorry about that. I didn't know about that.
No. No, that's all right.
Yeah, I
We're
also
just,
became a subscriber.
oh, thanks, man. I saw that. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, no
Appreciate that.
problem. I like your
Yeah.
content, that's why.
Yeah, thanks, man. How long will you be at boot camp?
Well, for the Marines is 3 months. Well, depending if like, let's just say if I break an arm or like I break a leg, well, obviously I'm gonna stay there for more longer. But obviously that's not gonna happen. My goal is to basically do it for 3 months, and then in those 3 months I could graduate and I'd be back here, basically.
Okay. Cool, man. Well, good
Yeah,
luck with that. Don't break an
yeah.
arm.
Nah. Don't worry, I won't break an arm or nothing. I promise you that. I'm
Yeah.
coming back and being a Marine.
All right. Let's go. All right, man. All right, man. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to bring up another guest, okay?
No problem, man. Have a nice
All
day,
right.
man.
You too. See you. Oh, who's the one that was begging to come on? What's going on with heterosexual men who hate women in America? It's a thing. I don't know. Luisa, hi there. Your connection looks iffy. If you need corn to reach Acme, that's where it
Hello.
is.
Oh my gosh, you
Hey there, what's
finally
going on?
chose me. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's up?
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about, obviously, as we all are guilty of porn, I actually
Hold
watched
on, hold
it.
on, hold on. What do you mean by that? We are all are guilty of porn?
I think most people are, they struggle with that, right? Because you don't know, you've
Well,
never seen an example.
hold on. You said all, and now you're saying most. So which one are you saying?
I, um, I say all of society. I mean, I live in Vegas, so maybe that's where that's coming from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know it's you hear it a lot out here, but I definitely wanted to come on
I did
because
my
I've
I
been
did my first video on the strip in Vegas outside the Bellagio. I interviewed a guy.
that's wild. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been on your contact for a minute because I do detox from social media, but I you came across and I'm like, "Oh my God, I need to get on here because I feel like I need to talk about this." But this year will be a year since I cold turkeyed porn. The reason being is because I used to be a nanny and I'm a very phenomenal nanny and I used to work for a porn star. Now, due to legal purposes, I will not say her name because I want to do it the right way. But long story short, she became my stalker. And she's actually is gang stalking me with a whole bunch of porn women that never met me. And it's kind of crazy. I'm so grateful you chose me because I really want to talk about and tell people like, it is not what it cracks out to be. Like you don't even know the type of demon energies you're getting by while you're watching porn. Like for God's sake, you're listening to a victim right now who I've been truly healing internally by myself. The trauma that she's begetted on me because of her trauma, and I did read a research that was done in 2025 this year where it talks about porn these porn women can talk about how it's passion yada yada, but in reality it's like no, they live in trauma, hence why she's doing what she's doing to me till this day. They stalk me and threatening, and it all started with the threat and text and killing me and my family. And I want to let everyone know, like, first off and first most, I appreciate what you're doing. This society needs an example of excellence of, you know, telling your story and what you went through, and that yeah, you used to watch it, but now you've changed because you found purpose, you found life, you're in love with your wife. Like that is unheard of nowadays, you know? And I believe I agree with you, like to the T. Since I've been cold turkey to porn, I've been the happiest I've ever been. I can actually be myself. I'm being celibate by choice. And it's a beautiful thing when you fall in love with yourself, to truly know and get to know yourself on a deeper level, and knowing why you do what you do, whether that's daddy issues from, you know, when you were younger or whatever. And it's like I do believe like you either value relationships or you don't. And you have to get these people that are hearing you right now and the impact that you're making, which I so value everything you are talking and preaching and walking. It's like they need to know that this porn industry, I hope they ban it one day. I truly do, because you either value relationships or you don't. There's no in between, you know?
Yeah,
And
totally.
I just been doing a lot of healing, and I'm so grateful you chose me, because you guys need to know that these people that you are watching on freaking porn don't even know themselves. They're stalking people to beget trauma. They're miserable. She's a mom of 2 kids, and this woman has the audacity to stalk someone who she sees as happy and that things come naturally to her. Because, mind you, I barely have money in my bank account. She ruined my life for a minute. I'm not going to lie. But I'm taking power back and control onto my life. And I just want to let people know, like, you need to find yourself and find Jesus, find a you know, higher power, because that's what's going to get you through your addiction and the things that you're going through and struggling with, and truly value your relationship with your wife, or whether that's your husband. Like, it's not what it cracks out to be. These people are demons, and that's my belief because of what I've been going through. And it's like, open your eyes, open your heart, open your mind, literally seek him, literally seek you for advice, because we need that. We all need help at the end of the day. And I don't know, that's just so big on my heart right now. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
choosing me. But I just wanted to like tell people, you don't
yeah,
even know what kind of energy you're getting through these freaking sites and who you're watching, when you can, that's why your relationships are shit. You either choose to grow that relationship and put that energy and time to your wife, or you think you're so damn busy working, and it's like, no, you're the issue. You're not getting real with yourself and what you're addicted to, and asking yourself the tough questions.
yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. And man, I'm sorry you're going through that. That's a lot. You know, the book I referenced earlier, The Porn Myth, goes into a lot of that as well. Just, you know, the myth that porn is empowering to women and men, but it specifically focuses on women. It's not true. It just isn't. I mean, you look at these people, the people who are at the top of their game, and you hear the stories of what they went through.
Yeah.
It is not a way to empower any person. And it, you know, it's one thing that brings out the worst in people. There's a lot of things that bring out the worst in people. When
Right.
we idolize things, you know, it tends to spill out in really bad ways. So, well,
A
thanks for
hundred
sharing
percent.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for choosing me. And yeah, I follow you, and I love your content. You know, I think people need to be aware of what's going on. So
yeah, appreciate that.
yeah,
All right, take
appreciate
care.
you. Have a great night. Bye.
You too. Bye. D, what's up, bro? Like and share, people.
Hi,
Hey there, what's going on?
how are you?
What's up,
I'm
Krista?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. Is porn cheating?
Yeah, thank you for accepting me. And yes, I do. Can I tell a little story if that's okay?
Sure.
Um, so I was dating, well, I wasn't really dating, but whatever. I was seeing this guy and he was a police officer and he was kind of abusive towards me and he actually had a porn addiction. So, and that kind of felt like he would tell me what to do from what he saw, and I was like, that's like really weird. And he
In
was
the
much
bedroom, he
older
would
than
tell you
me.
what to do? Sorry.
Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
type of stuff. And I wasn't comfortable with it. And I was like, it was super weird. And he just had like this whole fantasy. And I felt like the only reason he did that is because I was younger, you know,
Mm.
and he
How
was like
much
much
younger were you?
older. And We're like 20 years apart. I
How
know
old
it
were you
sounds crazy,
when
but
you started dating him?
I was 21.
And he was 41?
Yeah, around that age. Probably like a little more older. Probably like 43. He's actually 43.
Okay, 22 years older than you. What's the story there?
Um, I mean, we met and we started talking, and I really liked him, which is why I like pursued that relationship. So it was that type of thing. And I do regret it. It was not like something I enjoyed. And like he ended up cheating on me, and we didn't really talk after that. And I kind of got hooked onto him for some reason, and I guess it was like that trauma bond. And the only reason I was able to escape him, I guess, was because I like left and joined the military, and we like never talked after that. But he would like when we weren't together, he would ask for pictures, being suggestive poses, stuff like that, and it definitely
Did you do that?
probably came from that sometimes. And
Why?
I just did it because I wanted to make him happy. I just like I didn't talk to my parents. I left their house and he was like all I had. So I just didn't want him to abandon me, which is why I did it. So,
Well,
but I'm not with him anymore, and I'm trying
yeah.
to like find a good person to be in a relationship with. So I just need to like, and I also like myself had like an addiction, and so I'm just like trying to stray away from that.
An addiction to porn?
So yeah, while I was in the military, I didn't watch it. I didn't actually graduate, but so I couldn't watch it.
ASMR.
I was I didn't have my phone, but it did help not having my phone, so I could like not see that stuff. But
Yeah.
now that I have my phone again, it's like,
Yeah.
but I'm trying
Got
to
it.
like refocus my life.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. Hey there. What's going on? Hello. Austin, what's your two truths and a lie? Gosh, you have the you have the best questions, Krista. Two truths and a lie. That's a good one. See, I'm not good at that game. When I try to play that game, I end up just like saying all the stupid things that's happened to me, or that I've done. Like one time, I blew out my knee in a bouncy house, trying to trying to get my 3-year-old son out. I went in to get him, and pop goes Austin's knee. They had to carry me out of that place. I had surgery. I couldn't walk for 3 months. So that's my truth. I blew out my knee in a bouncy house. It was terrible. Oh, hey there. What's going on?
Hi.
Hi, Emily.
Yes, Emily. My name's Emily.
Emily, is porn cheating?
Yes, I think it's cheating,
Yes, you
but I
think it
have a
is.
question if that's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, sure.
So basically, my boyfriend of 2.5 years. So I just found out that he's been watching porn for 2 years behind my back and lying about it. And any tips for that?
I don't have tips, but can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. How long ago did you discover this?
I discovered this a month ago.
Okay.
Not even.
Okay. Um, is he still doing it?
From what he tells me, he stopped and he regrets it a lot.
Did he get any help to stop?
No, not yet. He wants help.
Mm, does he? It's been a month.
Well, I know, yeah. No, but it's probably been 2 weeks actually. 2 weeks. Because we've been fighting about it, you know?
Okay, well, it's been 2 weeks. Why hasn't he gotten help? He doesn't want help. The the action
Well,
suggests he doesn't want help.
it's a little bit of like a problem like with money. Like we
No, it's
can't really
not.
do it.
Money's never the issue. It's always a
Like
commitment issue.
what help do you think would be good?
Anything. Go watch 10 hours a day of content on YouTube about how to stop watching porn. That's free. Has he done that?
Would your account be a help? Be help, you think?
It could be part of that. Yeah. I mean, me and many other people.
Mm-hmm. But he
There's
doesn't understand that like porn is cheating. Like he thinks that the visual and because it's not physical, it's not cheating. And I
all
don't know
right.
how to
So,
make him understand.
okay, Emily, can you make anybody do anything?
No.
Okay. So he doesn't think it is. So you can't make him do anything differently.
So he can't
So,
do anything about it?
well, he can, but he's not.
Yeah.
And you can't do it for him. So the question becomes, well, let me ask you a question. Are you somebody who wants to be in a relationship with somebody who watches porn?
No.
Okay, then why are you? Because your actions indicate that you do want to be in a relationship with someone who watches porn.
Mm-hmm.
So why?
But like if he proves to me like he's changed and like he wants to change, it's just like it's because it's an addiction, right? But he's willing to stop. And he has been stopping from what
Then
he's telling me.
let him prove it. But he hasn't so
Mm-hmm.
far.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 20.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to change, he can get help.
Yeah.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And the odds of him not watching porn, the odds of anybody, I'm not talking about him specifically. The
Okay,
odds of
so it's
somebody,
really up to him.
well, everything is up to him.
Yeah. Like, because I see videos of like people like instead of breaking up, you can help them with an addiction like that. Since it's
Well,
an
you
addiction,
can,
you can help them get out of it.
sure, my books are all over the place. So you can help, but what if he doesn't? The question is, how long will you spend, how much of your life will you spend trying to get him to do something different? But essentially what you're trying to do is get him to treat you better.
Yeah.
So where's the line there? And what if he
Yeah.
doesn't? Like, you got to
So I
ask
need
yourself
some
this question.
self-respect.
I don't know. Do you need some self-respect?
I hear that often, I guess.
Why is that?
Because I'm always trying to make him be like better, but like he sometimes it's up to him, you know?
With porn or with other things?
Mostly just this is probably the biggest subject of a fight we're having.
Okay. But just notice the subject of the fight is, why are you being sexual with other women?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big thing in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So again, ask yourself, notice how you're focusing on his behavior, and then I'm asking you to look at yourself,
Yeah.
right? So why are you still there with him?
Because I think we're deeper on other connections and we have been here for each other for a very long time. And like I don't think it's a reason to break up just because he's done this. I think that we can fix things. And just like I believe that like the past doesn't define you. You know, anyone can change if they want to. So,
But what if they don't want to?
well, yeah, at this point it's up to him. I gotta
But
just,
it's always been up to him.
yeah.
You can help bring an awareness to him, right? And look, I'm being pretty tough with you because I think you can take it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. He's young, and a 20-year-old or 21-year-old, whatever you said, it's really hard to want to stop watching porn because you think everybody does it, which a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's like, who do you go to? Who do you turn to when you're 20 years old trying to stop watching porn? Because you're weird if you want to not watch porn at that
Yeah.
age. So I get that. I got compassion for him. That's hard, but that's the invitation for him is, can he actually humble himself and say, you know what, I think I might have done this wrong and I actually do want to change and I'm going to go find the help to change. And if he doesn't want to, no problem. But then you got to decide, just can he be honest, which he actually has been honest with you. He said he doesn't see it as a problem. That's him being honest.
Yeah.
So you're now saying, I want to change your mind on that. But he's been honest and clear with you. So what do you do with that information?
But I think he's ignorant of the situation. Because like you said, every 20-year-old like thinks that it's okay because
I didn't say that,
everybody does it.
first of all. I didn't say that.
What did you say? Didn't you say because they think everybody does it,
I,
it's
s-
okay. They think it's okay.
I said you said you'd be weird if you want to stop watching porn because most people do it.
Yeah. So it's similar. Because he tells me like, "Oh, it's okay because everybody does it." But like I'm telling him like, "No, not necessarily. You
Yeah,
think
it's
that
not
everybody
true.
does it."
Yeah, it's not true. Not everybody does it.
hmm Because it's like
So
we live in a society where it's so normal to watch porn, and it's really
yeah,
frustrating because it shouldn't be. It's really toxic and it's fucking up our mental, our brains, especially like it's young people have access to it and it can really fuck us up.
hmm what are you hoping for in your relationship?
Well, this is like pretty new, this whole fighting, so like I'm just hoping he starts understanding. But like this is really new, like we haven't really we've talked about it of course, but I know that it's gonna take time for me to like forgive him because it's a betrayal. But I'm willing to like wait and help him because it's an addiction and I understand.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great, right? Like, I mean, that is that's very kind. That's very loving. And the question you got to ask yourself is, how long will you keep doing that? Where if you don't see any change, it'll be clear to you when you need to do something different, right? I don't know how long you followed me, but stick around. You'll see, women in their 40s, 50s, 60s who have been trying to get their partner to change for 30 years.
Yeah.
And now they got kids and grandkids and houses and cars and businesses. And it's like, it's a
Yeah,
whole
well,
different universe.
I'm still young, so of course I'm not gonna wait a long time. Like I'm just if it doesn't work for like another 2 months, I'm out of here.
Okay. So what do you want to see from him in the next 2 months?
Just like I just want him to start like understanding my point of view and why it's toxic and why it's wrong.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
how is he going to
just
do that?
just by like you said, like understanding that it's toxic. The whole pornography is just bad for everybody, really like their brains, and like it's also like it's not good to watch other women when you're dating someone, right? It's like it's cheating basically. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but it is. People got to understand that jerking off to another girl is the same thing to doing it.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I just want him to understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can state your position, your desire clearly, and just genuinely see if he agrees with that or not. The
Yeah.
book The Porn Myth, which I referenced earlier, will help with that. There's a book called Unwanted, which I reference a lot too. That's a good one. Maybe read a book together.
Yeah. That sounds
And
great.
yeah, and ask yourself this question: what are you worth?
Mm-hmm.
What are you worth? And what are you settling for?
Yeah.
And just think about
Mm-hmm.
those questions.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
Yeah.
life to
Thank you very
live.
much for this.
Yeah.
That helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
No problem. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Red Rum. I don't like that name. Do I give relationship advice or opinions? You can come on and chat with me. I'll ask you some questions. It might feel like advice.
Hello.
Hey there, what's going on?
Hey, Austin.
Hi.
So,
Is porn cheating?
um, absolutely. Yes. Yes, it is. I attended the mastermind class back in January with
Uh
all
huh.
of you guys.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I have well, you all have educated me on the addiction.
Mm
And
hmm.
I have absolutely lost it. Like I said, I discovered all of this 7 years ago after we had been together for 2.5 years
Mm-hmm.
with kids. And I just kind of put it to the wayside. Um, I hadn't been in therapy at that point yet. So I was a people pleaser, all of that kind of stuff. So it just went to the wayside. But I've been in therapy for 2 years now. And um, like I said, I discovered you all. And right now I'm getting triggered by the fact that he is saying that he is not doing it and has not done it since.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it is an everyday thing now.
Yeah. Is he? I'm sorry you're going through that. And good for you for doing the work.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's had one therapy session last week, and we've been in marriage therapy since November. But he is still very in denial and just totally deflecting anytime I bring it up. He says it was so long ago and all of that kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
he's, I think he's trying now, but it's the fact that 7 years has gone by and it's angering me that it's gone by that long and he's potentially, well, probably been looking at it this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Have you asked him if he is?
Yes.
And he
And
says
he
no.
said no. hmm But, we have a huge gap in intimacy on all levels. And I've just always felt like something was off. And it's connecting the dots at this point. And I'm like, wow, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What have you guys, discovered or been working on in your marriage therapy?
Um, to be honest, I actually said that I think that marriage therapy is not being of benefit right now because he is so unaware. We've gone in there since November and we're just going in circles at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for him to get the individual therapy first and then us reconvene, but we've accomplished nothing.
Mm-hmm. Does he want to be doing that therapy, or is he going because you're
I
being a
think he's
thorn in his
going,
side?
yeah, I think it's because I'm being a thorn in his side because it was a month ago I asked him if he felt therapy would be beneficial, and he said no. And I said, why is that? And he said, I just don't. And that was a month ago. So now all of a sudden he's super on board, and um, it's just a feeling so not authentic at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Was he on the mastermind as well?
No, that was during a time where I was trying to stay away, so I didn't have my entire days and weekends triggered by him. So he was not.
Mm-hmm.
He has listened to some porn podcast and different things like that, and on his own. But just like I said, I know it's for. He says it's for me and the family, and I'm like, well, it can't be just for me. It has to be for you first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What boundaries have you put in place?
gosh, I mean, he's offered, and our marriage therapist said, oh, you could go through his phone, and that kind of thing. And, I don't even want to live like that, first of all. Second of all, I know that things can be totally hidden. And so it's just pointless. Um, and I don't even know any other boundaries
Mm-hmm. Okay.
other than just vocalizing what I'm aware of now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good night, Krista. See you. Um, okay. So is you vocalizing it, is that different for you?
It is, yes. Over the past year, I've been able to finally set boundaries in place in different areas in my life, and this is the most recent one. And because I'm all of a sudden doing these boundaries and, um, which I know that people don't like boundaries, so it's uncomfortable for him and it's
Well,
new. But
only people who benefited from you not having boundaries
right,
don't like the
that's
boundaries.
right. Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. Um, so it makes the whole situation more tough because we have children, and so um, otherwise I would be gone.
Yeah. Is he there? Can we get him on?
He is asleep, snoring currently
Hmm. Okay.
as I'm on the live with you guys.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're trying to drag him in to do this work,
Right.
right? Which
Well,
great, you're
yeah,
trying, but what
yeah.
tends to happen is when we drag people in, we have to drag them around.
hmm Yeah, and which I'm not willing to do at all. I've I said I will not, and at first I was like, I'll try to wait. I wasn't sure. I wasn't trying to give a timeline, but even that, me saying that I was watching and waiting to see the progress that he made, he, you know, gets defensive on that and says, "Well, it doesn't seem like you're all in the marriage either." And I'm like, okay, um, just completely deflecting with everything I bring up.
Mm. Yeah. Um, hmm. I don't know the answer for you, Cynthia. I don't have answers, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
what are you
and
hoping for here with him?
gosh, you know, um, that he would be able to himself come to me with some awareness and speak on it intelligently without you know me having to coach him through it.
Hmm.
um, Doing the work himself and realizing how detrimental it's been for him and his brain and our family and our marriage.
Yeah.
So
Is
I
he
know that
seeing?
it's a go
Go ahead.
ahead.
No, I was going to say, is he seeing a CSAT? Do you know?
No, she's not a CSAT. She does specialize in addiction though. Um,
Okay.
Alongside this, he had I don't know if it would be considered addiction because people say it's not addictive, but marijuana use for about 30 years.
Hmm.
So that's been another thing. So I know that addictions do kind of um, go hand in hand.
Is he like in process of quitting that as well?
So it's been 6 months, um, but I don't even believe that.
Hmm.
Um, you know, and our marriage coach said, "Oh, he can do a drug test," and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I just don't even want to live like that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous."
Well, it could be helpful. Some people in the porn space suggest doing lie detector tests. We talked about that in the
hmm
mastermind, or some of the
Yep.
people did, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like, I don't love that, and it can be a useful tool. You know,
Right.
it's like, hey, would you just do this to help me put my mind at ease? And
Right.
if he says no, that gives you a lot of information,
hmm
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Um,
the thing. Like, I feel like I don't have the full disclosure to begin with. So, um, you know,
yeah, yeah. Is he going to work on that with his therapist? Do you know, or do they even have a plan
he.
yet?
I don't think they have a plan yet. I think just the first appointment was the intake, and I think he was just extremely overwhelmed. Um, so that's what I was saying. Like I would give it a little bit of time for to see how he does respond to the therapy. But just getting to that point, I'm like already just I've done so much work on myself, and I'm just over it at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Are you a nurse? You work?
yes,
Yeah. What does he do?
he works in real estate.
Okay. Um, well, you know, it's. Did you hear that conversation I had with that young woman a few callers ago?
I've been on for a while.
Okay.
I feel like they're all young.
Well, just the one who's, 19. I feel like
Yeah,
it's the same conversation 20 years later.
right.
You know,
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And so, whatever you do is going to be hard. That I can promise you,
right,
right? If you stay in this the way it is, it's going to be hard. And if nothing
right,
changes, if you leave, it's going to be hard. If you keep using your voice, which you're doing, it's going to be hard.
right,
But to actually provoke or catalyze change, it's going to require you using your voice.
right. Yeah. And I feel really good about that. And I do it very often.
Hmm.
So, and I think he realizes that now. And I think he's probably a little bit scared of me, but,
Good.
or intimidated, I should say. But,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good for you. Good
yeah,
for you. Yeah. I mean, you steward that wisely, right? Because
hmm,
what you're communicating is, I'm not going to put up with this bullshit anymore,
right,
right? And I want something to change. Anger is a very good resourceful emotion, by the way.
right,
Anger is a secondary to your body just crying out for something to change.
right,
We give anger a bad rap in our society, as though it's like, we shouldn't ever be angry.
yeah,
But that's just not true. Anger turned to aggression or violence, that's a problem.
right,
But anger is no, it's something speaking out, like a cry for help, that this needs to change.
right. I've told him that, that exact sentiment, and he, I say that in my anger, and he's gone around and turned it around on, my reactions to his actions, and that's been the focus. Pretty much every session that we've gone into the marriage therapy, and I'm just sitting
Hmm.
there like, wow. I mean, this is not the problem. My
Hmm.
reactions are not the problem here.
Hmm. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I have so many questions. I'd love to talk to him.
I
Um,
know.
the link's in my bio.
Yeah, yeah,
I know you're
yeah,
aware of that.
yeah.
But yeah, well, have you read The Betrayal Bind?
I have. Yep,
Okay, and
yep. And I absolutely agree. Um, I'm trying to get him to read that so he can see firsthand how it must feel.
hmm did he have any abuse or trauma when he was young?
He says he did not.
Okay,
I've tried to investigate all I could, all of that good stuff, and he's so surface level. It's very hard to crack.
yeah,
But he said I've asked him that specific question, and he says no.
I used to say that too.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Hmm. Um, have you read Unwanted?
I have not. I saved it when you put it up earlier, so that's going
Yeah,
to be the next one.
yeah. Read. I would offer for you to read that book. Consider that, and see if he'll read it, or if you can at least have conversations about the things that book talks about. That
Okay.
book just has a way of not making it about shame, and
Hmm.
just going into, there's a reason why we do what we do, and everybody has a
Right.
sexual story. I mean, I talk to a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of people, a lot of guys, and they read that book and they're like, oh my gosh, this book
Mm.
just spoke to me in a way that nothing else has.
Wow.
Um, and so I'm not saying that's going to be the answer for you, but maybe it's another tool to just help create
Yeah.
conversation with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That would be good. I think that I've been looking for things that I feel like he would resonate with, so
yeah,
I'll give
yeah,
that a try.
yeah. Particularly when people don't think that they have trauma, and maybe he doesn't, right? But there's big T trauma, and
Right.
there's little T trauma. Big
Yep.
T trauma, like for me, my mom passed away when I was very young. It can be divorce of parents. It can be abuse, sexual, physical, emotional abuse. Lowercase t trauma can just be something like a dad who is a workaholic,
Right.
right? Or a mom who obsessed over keeping the house clean,
Right.
things like that.
Mhm.
And it creates
Yeah.
the same or very similar things that big T trauma does. And that's where, the book, there's a couple chapters in there that talk about that, just like what was going on in the household to where you got to where you
Mhm.
did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I asked him early on when I found out we had been together for 2.5 years, and I asked him why was he doing it, of course, and he said, well, I have particular fetishes and this kind of thing, and I'm like, well, you haven't even told me any of those. Um, so just super super secretive,
hmm
um, and I don't know if it is the shame, um, that's not even allowing him to bring that to me as a want, you know. So,
probably. I mean,
mhm,
we think that our fetishes oftentimes are like, I can't talk about this because it's so weird, or you're going to judge me, or
mhm,
whatever, right? So, I mean,
right,
this whole thing is a shame game.
right,
And shame festers in the darkness, but it can't stand being spoken to the light.
that's right.
And, that's why people oftentimes have so much trouble or resistance going to therapy, because they just don't want to talk about what's going on,
Mhm,
men and women, right? But
right,
once we get it out there, we realize, oh my gosh, other people have a similar experience, or they went through the exact same thing I did.
right,
And now we don't feel so alone. And then we don't want to turn to maladaptive coping strategies such as pornography. Porn and
right.
sex addiction is not a porn and sex problem. It's a how you deal with life problem.
That's right. That's what I tried to explain to him is that exact exact thing. And
hmm
I think maybe coming from somebody else, it would he would get it more. I don't know. Um,
Possibly. I mean, you keep using your voice though, right?
mhm,
You can be the, reference this from the book Facing Heartbreak. You can give them the gift of desperation, which is when a partner of an addict gives them the gift of losing it all or about to lose it all. That
mhm,
could be the most loving thing you could do,
mhm. Yeah, that
right?
makes sense.
Now, again, you can't, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But
Right.
you can play a
Yep.
part in what he's doing, and then if he doesn't, then you got to decide what you're going to do.
Right. Yep. Okay. Well, I really appreciate you taking me on, and I've been watching you for a while, and you've taught me so much, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, and good luck to you. If I can be any help, I mean,
Okay.
you know how to get to me. Schedule a call or
Yes,
something.
sir.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All
Thanks,
right. Take
Austin.
care. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
Deviant redhead succubus. Great. Can't wait for this one. Hi there.
Hi.
Is porn cheating?
I just wanted to not. I, ju- I think it is in a way. Okay, and the reason I'm saying this is because I've been a victim of this, what we're talking about now. I have
hmm
caught my ex fiance getting aroused and taking care of business. I'm trying to keep this TikTok friendly here, but I would
Masturbating?
catch him doing stuff. Yes. Well,
Uh huh.
I'll let you say it. It's your live. I'm not going to get your live in trouble. But I think it is a form of cheating because your partner is going, especially if they're going behind your back and doing it, and you're not aware of it happening because they're out there finding pleasure in someone else, and they're getting that pleasure. I think that is a way of cheating. Now, if your partner is well aware of it and y'all have agreed on it and you've talked about it and you've agreed to not consider it cheating, or the one can do it and the other can do it, then that's fine.
hmm
But it has left me with scars
Hey,
because
I'm getting a little like
I was
weird
told
stuff
that
from your sound. I'm gonna kick you off. It's like it's garbled. Was that just me, guys, or did you hear that as well? Sorry about that. Hey there, what's going on? Hello. I love my crazy boyfriend. I love when people have profile pictures like that. Why you blame the consumer, blame the producer. Can two things be true? Can two people be held accountable?
Hey,
What's up? What's up, bro? Is it my sound? Is it me?
so this that's this question, huh?
Yeah, it's on.
Evan?
I'm getting it on you too. Um,
What the heck is going on?
I don't know. Your connection's bad though. It has red bars by you. Yeah. Sorry about that,
No.
Deviant Redhead. I guess it's on my end. I'm hearing the guest voices as.
Yeah,
Sorry, your connection was terrible, James. It gave me like the bad connection indicator up there. I don't know what to do. I can't do anything. Do I sound like that, or is it just the guests? Chat. Choppy. That's a good word for it. Why don't I just restart? I can. You can hear them. Just the guests. Well, some people are saying the guests. Some people. All right, we'll try somebody else. Is there a way to be positive about distance? What do you mean by that, D? I'm clear and not breaking up. Thank you. Red Rum, not joining good. I didn't want to talk to you anyways. How do I feel about the McGeary app? Is that an accountability app? It's fine. I don't know. Apps are limited. It's a good tool. But don't be fooled that you're going to install an app and then get rid of 20 years of porn use. It's not going to work. Broski Beans, how's it going? Hello. 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 Yeah, so accountability apps like McGeary, like EverCountable, like Covenant Eyes, they're fine tools, but they're limited. Oftentimes, you guys probably see it here when I ask people, who else in your life knows that you're struggling with pornography? Or who else in your life knows that your marriage is being blown up by your partner's pornography use? Usually, the answer I get is just my partner knows, or my partner and my mom. And so shame festers in the darkness, but it can't stand being spoken in the light. Installing an app isn't going to make the shame go away. It's going to try to modify the behavior, which is good and useful. We need behavior modification. But more importantly, we need connection with other people. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection with other people. The opposite of addiction is not installing an app. The opposite of addiction is connection with other people. So who can you be connected to? So that's my take on the apps. What if they don't want to connect? Then they'll stay lonely and isolated. And when we're lonely and isolated, we turn to maladaptive coping strategies to try to feel connected in life. Oh for 3, now we're 0 for 4. think something's going on with the guest. Let me turn off guests, multi-guest real quick, so it'll kick everybody out of the queue. If I could figure out how to do that. Oh, I don't want 6. I want 4. All right, try it again. Some moms know because they saw the internet history when it started, yeah. I've always had problems connecting with people my whole life. Sorry, John. Sorry to hear that, man. Hey there, Sonia R. What's going on? Hello? Hello? Sonyar? Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? How are you, bro?
Good. Is porn cheating?
I was actually, I don't know if you remember me. I was in here about a few weeks ago,
I
and
think I remember.
actually, yeah, and so ever since like we talked about that and everything, it's been about like a month and a half, and I've been going strong. So I'm just trying to focus on being stronger in my faith. So
Good job, man.
yeah,
So what did we talk
it's
about? Were you were kind of like on the path, but not fully there? I don't
yeah. I
I
was
don't
on
recall
the
everything.
yeah, exactly right, bro.
Okay.
So I was like going back to it, but I wasn't going like it would be like once like a week, like you
hmm
said. Used to it'd be like every day,
Yeah.
but
And
like
you
ever
haven't
since
done it
we
for 6
talked,
weeks?
6 weeks. Yep.
The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, people. It's connection.
Yep. So ever like just like hearing from you has really helped me, bro. And I just want to come in and say thank you. So
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So what have you been doing in the last 6 weeks?
I would say just honestly going to the gym more because used to I didn't do that as much because gym relaxes me. Working out relaxes me and just getting my head off things and doing things that I love, and that's just spending more time with family. Because when I'm 20, so when I get older, I'm not going to be able to see them as much because I'm trying to focus on my future and everything.
hmm
So, and then reading my Bible more is another
Yeah.
thing. So,
Yeah, good. I love that. I
yeah,
probably shared this quote with you when I talked to you before, but I'll say it again. A man without a purpose or vision in life distracts himself with pleasure.
right.
So if you don't know where you're going, you have no hobbies, no passion, no reason to wake up in the morning, no job that you care about, no family to be connected to, no people, you're just going to distract yourself with pleasure and think that you're happy. You're going to call it happiness,
Yeah,
but that's very,
and
very
just
fleeting.
yep, and just don't make sure you and it's just like if you also like this is like a thing that I've heard too. Like if you ever suffer from setbacks, as men call it, from this, I mean, the only person you don't go to people about it. That's the thing. And if you don't have like the Lord in your life, that's the only person you can go to. I think if you're addicted. So
hmm
that's just my
Well,
thing.
sure. And if you're a person of faith, uh,
Exactly.
the Lord calls people to bear one another's burdens, aka be connected.
Right. So,
So
but I
if
just
you're following
appreciate
the
you, man.
Lord, you would be doing that as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I appreciate you. It's been about a month and a half. So,
Yeah, man. Well, great job. Come back again and
yeah.
report back. I love it.
Yep. I'll stay in the chat. So, great hearing from you again.
Sounds good, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Nurse Cynthia, that quote comes from Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That's usually like my number 2 or 3 book that I recommend to guys, depending on where they're at. Unwanted is first, and then Man's Search for Meaning is usually pretty high up on there. And I do that for a couple of reasons. One is these books are a lot of guys, myself included, I'm not a reader. I need something that'll land with me. I can get it. Man's Search for Meaning is just so good for somebody who's lonely, doesn't see a purpose, a meaning in life, maybe has a contemptuous attitude towards other people. Man's Search for Meaning can put a lot of that in place. Can we get a book list in the bio? Well, Savannah, you're in luck. There is a book list in the bio. Go to the link in my bio. Click on the resources page. Oh, shoot. The resources page is not there right now. Dang it. Eat my words. 1 second. Un momento, por favor. Why is my resources link not up? Now it is. At the very bottom. Now it's in the middle. And while you're there, by the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. We have groups that meet weekly for an hour and 15 minutes on Zoom. You can schedule a discovery call with me if you'd like, and we can chat about your situation. It's $50 for a 30-minute call. And then I have groups for either $99 or $199, depending on which group you join. And it's a great place to come and heal together in community, because healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. Healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. I'm just a quote machine. All I do is steal other people's quotes. That's all anybody does. No new ideas under the sun. Are we doing another mastermind? We haven't planned one, but talking to you tonight, I'll probably see if we can do another one, because I think that was really good. I never found Frankel to hit profoundly. I know he does for many people, though. Yeah, all right. Well, great. Available to Canadians or just American sessions? I have a lot of Canadians in my groups and my clients. I have people in Australia, now South Africa, all over Europe, North America. I haven't tapped into Central or South America yet. I don't think the algorithm pushes my content in Spanish-speaking countries. Maybe I need to start speaking more Espanol. But yeah, we love Canadians. Do you have people in Vegas? Yeah, I do. I don't know if I currently do, but I have had people in my groups in Vegas. After that class, when it all clicked for me, it's perfect. Good. I love that. God never cared about me. He must have really hated me. I don't know about that, John. 20 Moonstone 10. How's it going?
Hey, good. Can you give me 1 second? I wasn't prepared.
Oh, sure.
Give me
Yeah, we'll
one
wait. Go ahead. Yeah, take your time.
Okay. But let me just begin with the fact that I was highly abused, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I was abused, and I found pornography to be almost like a way of escaping, if that makes
Yep,
sense.
absolutely.
Because I used to go through relationships that were very violent, and when I found a relationship where I could share pornography with them, and we both connected on pornography, it kind of helped, because pornography was a way to show that it was consensual on both sides and not just one-sided, if that makes sense.
What do you mean by that?
So I have been raped a couple times. And when I found a relationship that was, he was pretty. Wait, hold on. I'm passing by a TV. Hold on. So I was raped a couple times, and it really, really affected me to the point where I never wanted to date again. And then I found a person where, pornography kind of connected us. And it was a way to, like, for me to understand that women can actually say yes, and for no reason. Like, it's not about love. You know, it's okay to have sex that doesn't involve love. But it made me realize that, like, sex is okay
Well, all right.
if I don't know.
Did pornography help connect you, or was pornography safer than what you experienced?
No, pornography was definitely safer than what I experienced. Um, it made me like, because when I met this guy and we watched porn together, I actually felt safe in the bed. You know, like, I've never felt safe in the bed since I lost my virginity. And when I found this guy and we watched porn together, it was kind of like, wow, sex is like amazing. Sex is wonderful because we're both consenting, and, you know, we're both experiencing certain sides, and it feels great. And I never thought that that could happen,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, and look, what you've shared here, man, nobody should have to go through that. I'm sorry that you went through that. That's terrible.
No, but what I think is the fact that it's crazy that porn has actually made me think otherwise. Because I know the fact that, like, porn ruins a lot of people, but the fact that it actually helped me, like, it's still like, you know, it's crazy to me. But it made me realize, like, yeah, like, people can really love each other but not actually like have relationship, but it's still okay.
What do you mean by that?
You know, because I always, like, I grew up religious. I grew up like, you know, I'm gonna give myself to somebody I love and all that stuff. But because I've been raped a lot, so I kind of lost that feeling of sexuality being like a fun thing. But then when I found someone who was like a friend of mine, you know, and I didn't find him like being a romantic partner, but a friend, and we watched porn together, and, you know, sex just became like an amazing fun thing, and I never thought that that could happen.
Okay.
You know, and I never saw him as like, oh, you know, he's gonna be my husband. I'm so in love, you know, all this thing. But I realized that sex isn't something that can be, um, sex isn't something that you can take from somebody. I don't know.
It was taken from you.
It was, but I learned the fun of it too. Like, when I got older and I found this guy where porn actually made it fun. And I learned the pleasure. Like, there's a lot of pleasure to it. And I really enjoy porn. Yeah, I don't watch it all the time.
So
I
for
like to watch
you,
it with people.
yeah, I got it. So for you, where you're at, porn has helped you reclaim sex, where your previous
Where
experiences
two
took it away
people are
from you.
consensual. Yeah,
Yeah.
where like both of them like enjoy it, instead of being like the one just giving away whatever the other one wants.
Have you ever been in a I'll use the word healthy for lack of a better word, but like a healthy romantic relationship? Or maybe that's the wrong question. Do you even know what that might look like? What does a healthy romantic relationship look like to you?
A friendship. Like a total
What does that look like?
100% friendship. And if I was with like somebody I really loved, I would like to watch porn with them, and you know, because it just kind of, it makes the fun out of sex, you know, it brings fun. I wouldn't want my partner to like watch porn on his own and 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 ignore me. That's not what I want. But I love to watch porn with somebody and then have fun with it. Does that make sense?
Not really,
But
but
um
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
well, yeah, I just like the fact that it's two people having fun instead of someone like um feeling pain.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. I'll be right back. All right. I was just thinking. Yeah, I went to go potty. How this is gonna sound so weird. How does I don't even want how does electricity work? How does music get to my ears with no cord? Like you guys are gonna think I just went out on a trip outside, but I'm like, how does who figured this out? Like sound waves and radio waves and wavelengths and Wi-Fi, it doesn't make sense. It's impossible. You look at planes in the sky, no, it doesn't make sense. And I'm a tech guy. I understand how to make Wi-Fi work, but how does it actually work? Anyways, back to porn. Any engineers out there? I need an intervention. All right, I'm gonna wind it down here. I gotta go to bed. Hey there, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
Yes,
I
Ruby, I
really,
did. Well, because when I go to the bathroom, I leave my headphones on, and the sound waves are going through walls. All right, hey there, what's going on, Monica?
hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Is porn cheating?
Yes, it is.
It
This is
is. Okay.
something I've dealt with probably all my life. I started watching pornography when I was like 5, so I was really exposed to it at a young age. Um, I also had incidences where I had to see other family members cheat in front of me. So when I was younger, I was really exposed to sex. Um, and then I started just getting addicted to it by watching it when I was very, very young. I don't even think I was 10 and I was already watching things that I shouldn't have been watching. So yeah, it is cheating. You're lusting after um, other people and the way they're doing things and setting unrealistic expectations.
Hmm. So you experienced a lot at a young age.
Yeah, I did experience a lot.
Hmm.
So I was pretty much exposed to a lot of sex when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of normal for even for people to cheat and to watch these things. But then um, my friend kind of told me it's not normal. Um,
Hmm.
it's a problem if you're watching it all the time. And then you're trying to set unrealistic expectations of all types of partners.
Sorry, Cynthia. It's on Audible. I'm looking at it right here. So, do you still watch porn?
No. There's times where I do feel like I get tempted, but to me, I can't do that because I know myself and I'll just get right back into it.
Have you been in a relationship with somebody who watches porn?
Yes, I have. And I thought that was normal. I also thought like just a lot of things that they would do was normal, like the behaviors of watching it and then hiding it. Um, but maybe because I was just used to a lot of people in my life just lying to me.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but I think that it definitely is cheating. Because I think that when you're with a person, you gotta see them as for everything they are and not just their body parts.
We are much more than body parts.
Yeah, that's what I didn't really see at first. I just thought people were just bodies to me. But when I started going back to church and I really started to open my eyes to things that I never saw before.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. All right. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a night. Great being with you all tonight. Remember, no matter what happens in life, no matter what the situation, you can't change the situation. If you can't change another person, you can only change yourself. You can always only change yourself. So, what needs to change? If you're interested in my coaching, I do one-on-one coaching. I'm not a therapist. My coaching looks similar to therapy. If you're interested, you can schedule a call with me to talk more about that. If you want to join one of my groups to heal together in community, I'm telling you, people, it is the best place on the internet to have authentic community. I should read you some of the texts that I get from people in my groups, but I won't because that would be a breach of confidentiality. James, we'll see you in 3 months. Good luck to you, man. Go tell all the other people out there to not watch porn in basic training because our military will be better if all these guys stop watching porn. You can get resources in my bio. And if you do, great. If not, that's fine. Just get help. Unpopular opinion of the night. Unpopular opinion. I don't know. You gotta like prompt me on something. Unpopular opinion. Anger's good. How about that? Or anger's not bad. One of the two. Can we end the stream with a Bible verse? Sure. You might have heard it said, do not commit adultery. But I, Jesus, say to you, if you even look at a woman with lustful intent, you've committed adultery with her in your heart. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.